Thank you for showing interest in our videos. If you want to get more connected with our videos, you may want to subscribe and also want to press the bell icon so you start getting notifications for our all new content upload. In this particular video, we are looking at contingent response strategies. Now, there has been like a lot of questions to me related to the difference between contingencies and mitigations, and this is a topic which usually confuses many test takers. So first let's understand contingencies and contingent response strategies, and then we see how it is different from mitigate. Now, there might be some set of risks where you don't want to plan anything upfront dedicated to those risks, but if you see some indicators, something happening, then you activate the risk response plan, something which you have planned in advance for a gross level, at a gross level. So it's like when you see that your project milestone got missed, and in order to take care of various things which can result into a project milestone, missing of a project milestones, you might have kept a reserve of some time, and you look at that time and you start seeing that can I utilize this time for this to do a makeup of the milestone 1, so at a milestone 2 you remain on time. So this is a contingency, this is a fallback plan. So whatever you have planned for various project events, project risk, project management things, they didn't work out, and ultimately you miss the milestone. Things are not working out, and now you have to do something about it. So what is your second plan? What is your fallback plan? And we call it as a contingency plan. Now, if there are things for which we can see the triggers and we do get a time to respond to it, we may just plan contingency plans for those risks rather than planning a proactive risk by risk responses. Contingencies are also, you can think of, you don't invest them in advance. You don't do something proactively for them in advance, but you just reserve your time and money or some resources, and you only use them if that event occur. Now that is the difference between mitigate and contingency primarily. So let me give further examples. So mitigate is all about you have a risk and you are doing right now to do something so that probability of happening this risk reduces, or the impact of this risk get reduced. So that's you are doing right now. Even if that risk is not occurring, whatever actions you are taking to mitigate are getting executed. So you are spending time and money even if that risk is not occurring. In case of contingencies, you may have a few risks, and rather than planning responses for, you may have some plans for them, but at an overall gross level, you thought of that this is my contingency plan. I have a 10 days buffer, and if something will happen, then I will use it. So it's like that you have reserved the capacity. You are not doing anything else. You are not doing some investment of time in a particular set of activities which you do in a case of a mitigate. Rather than that, you are just putting some reserves which will get used when you get exhausted with something. Let's take an example. You are going to an airport, and it's a collection of 5-7 activities. You need to pick your friend in between, you need to get ready in the morning, you need to do some packing, and finally you need to reach to an airport, book a cab. All these things needs to be done. And in many of these things you have risks. So you may have a risk associated with what if the cab is not available. Okay, so you thought of that, yes, I make sure that I have 2 apps with me, that if the one cab is not available, I will go to a second cab. So this is something you have made those installation on your mobile, or you spoke to a friend that there is a probability that I may not get a cab in the morning. Will it be okay if I let you know at the last moment, and if that happens, you need to drop it to me to an airport. That is something you have done for that particular risk. Then there was a second risk, that what if the person you have to pick it during the way is not ready on a given time. Then you may tell him in advance, you may give him clear instructions that if you will not be ready on the time, I will just leave you. So this is like you are doing mitigation things. You are just thinking, what if he will not be on time, then what will you do about it? Then there could be things that what if I am unable to do my packing in the morning, Then you think about that, you say better I avoid this particular risk, and you do all your packing in the night itself. So you are looking at various things, there are various risks coming up. Sometimes you are mitigating by informing them in advance, by reducing the probability. When you are telling your friend that be ready, it means you are mitigating it and reducing the probability of it. When you are planning something else, you are planning the impact for the cab, you are reducing the impact by way of finding the another alternative for transportation if the first alternative doesn't work. So you did all these things for the given set of it. On top of it, you reserve say half an hour. So if you reach by 9 a.m., still you can make it to the plane, but you plan to reach there by 8:30. And this half an hour you have put into your project schedule as a contingency. That this half an hour is your contingency. If anything goes wrong here and there, you can utilize that. If nothing happens, you reach on time. So it is like overall it's your fallback plan. Anything goes wrong, this is the time you have reserved towards the end, and that is your project schedule. So it may happen that out of these risks that occurred, it may happen some new things comes up, and you still have a fallback plan that okay, we have already planned a half an hour reserve, so we should be able to take care of it. And this is how we can differentiate contingencies from mitigate, avoid and other risk responses. Usually these contingency things are done at a gross level, sometime at a phase end level, sometime at a work package level, sometime even at a project level. It depending upon the criticality, the way you look at your risk, you plan these contingencies in your project. Do you want to finish your PMP certification in the first attempt? Many aspirants are worried about not making up in the first attempt. Now, if your answer is that yes, you want to get it in the first attempt, you should consider enrolling to our PMP online program. We have videos prepared for the complete PMBOK guide, and these videos not only explains the basic concepts, they get into the details of the fundamentals of those concepts. And that knowledge will help you in getting your certification done faster, and that too in your first attempt. You can find more information about our program at our website, and you can also find the detailed link of our program in the description section of this video.